The shared experiences we have right here in the Bay Area shape who we are. And it's these stories that deserve to be told. As a journalist with ABC Action News, I've spent years involved in the community and with the people who live here. It's my responsibility to listen and take the time to get each story right. I'm Wendy Ryan. It's a privilege to tell your story.
2 new traffic lights could be coming to the Brandon area soon. This morning, why neighbors tell me they could save lives.
And a mass shooting just blocks from Florida State University leaves 1 dead and 8 injured. The call for action, one pastor now wants his community to begin.
Good morning, Tampa Bay. Let's get your day started. This is ABC Action News, taking action for you.
Hello and good morning, everybody. I'm James Tully.
And good morning. I'm Dee O'Reilly. We've got Greg D standing by. He'll have a look at your Halloween forecast in just a minute. But first, Jazz Williams has a traffic alert that she's been watching for a little while on I-4. Jazz, how bad is it out there?
Well, right now, Dia, we're keeping eyes on it. I-4, this is just east of I-75, so right there at that interchange. And the good news is it's starting to move. For a while there, it was just kind of at a standstill, and we weren't seeing much movement on the map or just on the cameras at all. Right now, even though the red hasn't disappeared, and we are still seeing it for those of you trying to come out of Mango, that Seffner area, you're not really looking at, it's not as bad as it was. Let me just put it like that. However, I still recommend taking another route. The routes I've recommended: 301, take that to MLK. You could also take 92. That might be a better option for you as well. It's Hillsborough Avenue. Those are going to be your best bets so that you don't end up sitting there for a while. But right now, at least we're starting to see them move, and we're not seeing too many things go bump in the night on the rest of our map. That's the good news. Greg, I'm going to send it over to you. Do you have good news as well?
I do. Pretty good weather conditions out there. Mild this morning. There is a little bit of fog developing in Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus County. I'm watching you. Brooksville, Zephyr Hills, up towards Crystal River. Portions of 75 could be impacted as you make your way through Hernando and Pasco counties, though it seems like the Dade City, Zephyr Hills area, 301 and 98, are seeing the worst of it. There could also be some patches of it around Brooksville. And if you do get into one of these areas, some mist or drizzle potentially out of that fog as well. Temperatures this morning, upper 60s and low 70s. It is a mild start to our Halloween, and it's going to be a warm end too, potentially near record high. The record high in Tampa today is 89. We're going to be right there at that record later in the afternoon. Any morning clouds giving way to sunshine by later today. A cold front in the 7-day forecast, what it'll bring as it moves through, coming up in just minutes. James.
Neighbors in Brandon say they've seen bad wrecks, plenty of near misses at 2 intersections on Lumsden Road. The area we're talking about is right here behind me. This is about a mile east of I-75 in the Heather Lakes neighborhood. This morning, we're driving Tampa Bay forward with potential changes coming soon to that area. ABC Action News reporter Chad Mills, he is live for us in Brandon, explaining why those changes may make some commutes a little bit longer. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, James. Well, they're talking about traffic lights. In fact, putting 2 in almost back to back in this portion of Brandon, one of them at the intersection behind me where traffic is already picking up as the commute begins this morning. Traffic lights proposed at this point because the county still wants to hear from you. Today's the last day to send in your thoughts.
It is time now for some ABC Action News Motivation Monday. That's where we bring you positive stories to help jumpstart your week on a really good note. And since today is Halloween, we thought we'd bring you 2 treats this morning. Okay, check out this one right here. This amazing Mystery Machine float made by some meddling kids from Bartow High Architecture, Construction, and Engineering Academy. They put it together for the city's Halloween parade. Theater students played the Scooby-Doo gang. The float ended up taking home the parade's Best Spirit Awards. Jinkies. Good for them. Check out the great costume this dad in Canada made for his son. The Edmonton Oilers themed Zamboni designed to fit over his son's wheelchair. The child was born with a rare genetic condition that affects his legs and his speech. He obviously loved it, and the NHL declared it the costume of the year. Oh, it is too cute.
Wow.
So cute. It looks so real too, doesn't it?
Look at that paint job. That's really nice.
Look at that smile.
The NHL also asked, so is he free Monday night?
Yeah.
We have some Zamboni work that has to be done between periods.
Put him to work.
That's a great
cool
costume.
That's really sweet.
Saw some good ones over the weekend. Top Gun seems to be like another trendy one this year. Everyone's getting those air suits and wearing that. And a lot of 90s stuff, I think, is making a comeback.
I saw a lot of that coming back.
He's like,
yeah, I was like, Is that a costume, or did you just choose to wear that? Sometimes you have to ask.
You saw a lot of costumes. You saw really a lot of interesting costumes over the weekend.
I got an Ybor on Saturday. You saw a lot of eye-popping costumes. It's like, well, okay.
Dia spent a Saturday night in Ybor.
Yeah. Greg, she can go next weekend and see the same stuff.
Say the same stuff. I was going to say, I saw the pictures. That's just a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Looking at a clear sky there over Raymond James Stadium. It was a good Sunday for the Bucks. They didn't lose. Temperatures out there into the 60s and 70s now. We'll take a look at the forecast for a cold front in the 7-day. Coming up, James.
All right, thanks, Greg. Coming up, left untreated, high blood pressure can cause a stroke or heart disease. We'll tell you the added benefit blood pressure lowering medications can give you.
And as Southwest Florida continues to recover from Hurricane Ian, we visit one Texas city showing us just how long a recovery like that can really take.
6:12 right now, and we are keeping eyes on what's going on I-4 right east, just east of I-75. So for folks coming out of Mango, Seffner, that area, I'm talking to you. If you're a driver and you're just now waking up, just now tuning in, you should be advised we've got some left lanes there seeing some significant congestion. Now earlier, 3 left lanes were blocked on I-4 eastbound. They since have been cleared, which is good. FHP is reporting them as cleared, but it doesn't mean we're not still seeing delays in that area. So that's I-4 eastbound, just east of I-75. And as a result, you can see some of those on-ramps toward I-4 eastbound starting to back up as well. I recommend that you take a detour. Take 301. You can take that down to 574 MLK Boulevard. That's going to be your best bet. Or, of course, you can take US 92, Hillsborough Avenue. Take that all the way into Plant City if you're trying to head out of town or head toward Orlando. And these are some of the drive times that you might be looking at if you're headed from 275 to 75 eastbound. About 8 minutes of a commute. Not too shabby. Dia?
All right, thank you, Jazz. 13 minutes after 6. If you take high blood pressure medicine, you have another good reason to take your pills every day. Not only can they reduce your risk of stroke or heart disease, they can also lower your risk of developing dementia. University of New South Wales researchers found people taking blood pressure lowering medication had a significantly lower chance of dementia diagnosis than those who took a placebo. They added limiting alcohol use and managing stress can also help.
All right, time now 6:13. A look at your top stories this morning. The Supreme Court is going to hear arguments today in 2 cases challenging affirmative action on college admissions. That allows the campuses to consider race as a factor when making admissions declarations, decisions as well. The court has previously ruled that the practice is acceptable for the sake of creating a diverse student body. 3 trials involving former President Donald Trump are in court today. Trump himself is named in one civil case, while the Trump Organization is named in a criminal case. The 3rd case is a criminal trial involving one of Trump's former advisors and longtime friends. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is worth an eye-popping $1 billion. The prize inched up after nobody won the jackpot on Saturday. The Powerball, by the way, has only reached $1 billion one time before, back in 2016. Good luck, everybody. Just over a month ago, Hurricane Ian made landfall in southwest Florida, leaving behind a trail of devastation. Today's the first Monday since Ian hit that Fort Myers Beach area that is opening access to property owners to get in and see their.
Yeah, before today, they weren't allowed access to the island on Mondays and Tuesdays. Those days were reserved for emergency and debris removal crews. As reporter Matt Pearl discovered, full recovery from a Cat 4 storm like Ian can take a long time, as long as a half-decade and at least 1 case. Just goes to show how much our neighbors in Southwest Florida are going to need our help over the next couple of years, long time. You know, hopefully the giving won't stop, you know, in just a few weeks or so.
Yeah, I mean, rebuilding a whole city, a whole island there on Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach, that's not an easy task. We're already behind in the number of homes that we build in this country, and to have to put that much more effort towards that area, it's just going to take so much time. Brick by brick, piece of wood by piece of wood. It's a long process. It'll come back. It won't be the same like it was before the storm. Hopefully better and stronger this time. Look what we've got going on in the tropics. Potential tropical cyclone 15. This is going to become Lisa later on tonight or into tomorrow morning. I am not concerned about this system, however, because late in the tropical system, although we do get development here in the Caribbean, the weather pattern favors movement toward the west and into Central America. So maybe places like Belize, certainly any kind of cruise ships heading down towards the Western Caribbean could be impacted by this later in the week, but it is not going to turn into the Gulf. And I think that's very important to hear. Yes, this is a similar position to where Ian was, but it's not one that I am concerned about this go around. Here's something sweet and cute to make you smile on this Monday morning. Sweet Pea wearing her witch's hat, ready to go. Debbie sent in this photo. Temperatures in the low 70s for your dog walks early, and get out there early with your pups because the afternoon, it's going to be warm. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s. The kids are going to need short sleeves, maybe even some shorts if they can get away with it coming home from school if they're biking or walking. It's going to be a pretty warm day, near record highs in the upper 80s. Now, Pinellas County a little cooler here, mid 80s, thanks to the sea breeze coming in late in the day. Plenty of sunshine, too. A little bit of fog this morning north of Tampa. Look at these dense fog advisories. Ocala up towards Gainesville. So if you've got travel plans on 75 northbound heading up towards Lake City and I-10, there's definitely going to be some mist and some drizzle with that as well. For us, temperatures in the 80s, lots of sunshine, near 90 for the afternoon. 6 o'clock temperatures as the kids are out there trick-or-treating. Mid to upper 80s with a few scattered clouds. Upper 80s on Wednesday. A couple of showers here, and then behind the showers, just a little bit cooler. Mid 80s for Thursday and Friday with lows back down into the 60s. Dia?
All right, thank you, Greg. 6:21 now. There could be a better way to get your workouts in while also meeting your weekly goals. Coming up, the benefits of stacking your workouts.
Here's a look at your Tampa Bay area drive times.
No matter how you've been hurt, in a car accident, on the job, or for medical malpractice, it doesn't matter. Life goes on. How that life goes on is where we come in. Farah and Farah, here for you, here for good.
ABC Action News is sponsored by the Golden Diamond Source.
The Bay Area is different than anywhere else. Unique with its culture, history, and pride. Full of stories, some with twists and turns. Others inspire and inform. As a journalist with ABC Action News, it's a commitment to give perspective on all angles and provide answers that are hard to find. I'm Jameson Euler, covering what's important to you.
Back with some more ABC Action News Motivational Monday for you. Motivation Monday, what have you. We try to kickstart your week on the right foot. This behind me is actually GoPro video. An Indiana man shot off Madeira Beach back in August. It was a big wave that caused the camera to be knocked out of his hand and immediately sank to the bottom. Well, he thought the camera was gone forever. There it goes. Hits the bottom.
This is Sean Daly at the possibly haunted Hacienda Hotel in beautiful downtown Newport Richey, where a brilliant team of paranormal investigators are hunting spirits as a way to give back to the community. Their story is coming right up.
ABC Action News is sponsored by Tampa General Hospital.
Good morning, Tampa Bay. Let's get your day started. This is ABC Action News, taking action for you.
Fighting anti-Semitism. Now at 6:30, the messages projected in Jacksonville this weekend, the hope by local leaders to end the hate.
And searching for ghosts, that's their passion, but helping children, that's their mission. The local investigators doing good while looking for the paranormal. They'll make you want to find ghosts. Trust me, they will.
You're right.
Good morning, Tampa Bay. Happy Halloween to you. Thank you so much for waking up with us. I'm Dia Riley.
And good morning, everybody. I'm James Tully. A check on the forecast with Greg in a moment, though. We do have a traffic alert that Jazz Williams is watching. We'll get you right over to her. Hey, Jazz.
Hey, good morning, guys. Right now, I'm keeping eyes on I-4 eastbound. This is right just east of I-75. What's interesting about this crash is first, it had the 3 left lanes blocked, so there was a real standstill there, and we weren't seeing any movement. It has started to move, but it's also kind of created a little bit of a problem for folks coming in westbound as well. So this is another angle. This is for those of you coming in from Plant City, and that's causing a slowdown that's backing all the way up. If I look at my map, I was kind of surprised to see this because initially, like I said, it was right there at I-4, on I-4 eastbound, just east of I-75, and that was at Mango Road. But if you look at all this red and all this yellow and this orange, like I said, that's going back to where Plant City. So for folks who are trying to head into Tampa, you might be faced with some elevated drive times. I pulled up some of those drive times, and they don't look horrific. terrific, but enough for you to want to keep an eye on them. So Montage to I-75, you're looking at about 15 minutes right now, and I'm keeping an eye closely on those drive times to see if they elevate or if they kind of simmer down. But Greg, I'm going to send it over to you. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Jazz. Everyone's got their orange on this morning as you're preparing for what could be a busy day for your family. The kids heading out to school this morning. Maybe they're going in costume, and then, of course, all that trick-or-treating happening later on this afternoon. You've got some fog this morning north of I-4, Hernando, Citrus, and Pasco County, and then driving up 75 through Ocala, Gainesville up to Lake City. It is dense in many locations. Otherwise, showers on the east side of the state, some showers in the Gulf, but we're kind of in the sweet spot in between these two areas of rain, so I do not expect rainfall to be an issue in the forecast for this Halloween. The heat, however, will be. It's going to be a toasty one with temperatures reaching the upper 80s near a record high under mostly sunny skies. We'll talk about that trick-or-treat forecast hour by hour and a cold front in the 7-day. That's coming up. Dia?
Thank you, Greg. It is 6:32 right now. This morning, more people are coming forward to condemn the anti-Semitic messages projected on the outside of the Jacksonville Stadium hosting Saturday's Florida-Georgia college football game. I'm going to take a closer look at this. We do want you to know we blurred the message, which appeared to support the comments recently made by Kanye West. The owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars said he was, quote, distressed by them.
Families of the Parkland school shooting victims will get one final chance tomorrow to address the shooter before he's sentenced to prison. The 2-day hearing will allow families of those killed to get the opportunity to tell the shooter what they think. During the trial, they were only allowed to say so much, only speaking of who their loved ones were, what they were like, and what they witnessed. The hearing will conclude with the judge officially sentencing the gunman to life in prison.
It is Halloween, and a Halloween edition of Good Morning Tampa Bay has to have at least one fun ghost story. A ghost story with a cause here.
What a rare thing. And who better to get us into that spooky spirit than our Sean Daly? He is with us in studio this morning. Sean, what'd you find out here?
Yes, first of all, happy Halloween, everybody. I love this, one of my favorite days of the year. My treat for you today, no tricks, just a treat. A Newport Richie couple is hunting ghosts for a good cause. Their group is called Paranormal Kicks Cancer. Check it out. There you go. If you'd like to join the paranormal investigators on an upcoming ghost hunt, go to abcxnews.com and I have some fun stuff for you. All right, I feel like we're believers right here, and then Greg D is the naysayer.
That's why the ghost
And he's the one that's going to be visited by the ghost.
Exactly.
Probably is the one person that doesn't believe.
Exactly. That's how the movies go, right?
I think Sean should stay right here for the rest of the show.
I know. Look, a big happy Halloween gang.
This is so good.
So many pumpkins right there. So many pumpkins.
A giant pumpkin head. It's floating.
Oh, yeah, they're in the background, too. All right, take a live look outside. Over towards Clearwater, we're looking at beautiful clear skies. Temperatures in the 70s right now. Going to be a toasty one if you're sending the kids out to do some trick-or-treating this evening. I've got that hour-by-hour forecast coming up. James?
Babies born during the pandemic and lockdown might be slower to communicate, but new research shows they're apparently making up for that with movement. Coming up, we'll look into the details of new research.
And I'm spotlighting one woman who's helping find homes for pets. In this week's Tully's Tales, I'll take you inside Pet Pal Animal Shelter and the great work that Gracie's doing. We've discussed how much more expensive it's been getting to get in the Tampa Bay area to live here in our Price of Paradise series. The rising cost of housing is forcing some people to leave our area now. But there could be a little bit of good news on the horizon. More than 10 million people could soon qualify for mortgages thanks to an upcoming change to 2 lender credit models. They will incorporate things like a one-time rent or utility payment that previously wasn't included in your score. Going in depth on this, we've said mortgage rates are currently the highest they've been in almost 20 years right here. The last time they were this high, well, you got to go all the way back to the early 2000s. But you may be stressed about those high rates. It's nothing compared to what Americans dealt with 31 years ago. This chart from Freddie Mac shows mortgage rates were more than 18% if you go back to October 21st, 1981.
Here's a look now at some of the morning's top stories. Russia is once again attacking key infrastructure targets in Ukraine. It launched fresh attacks overnight, leaving more people without power or water. The attacks come after Russia accused Ukraine of a weekend drone attack and pulled out of a deal meant to keep grain moving to the rest of the world. The man accused of attacking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband on Friday is expected to be charged today. David DePape is accused of breaking into the Pelosi home and brutally attacking 82-year-old Paul Pelosi. DePape is expected to be arraigned on the charges tomorrow. Paul Pelosi still in the hospital. He underwent brain surgery Friday after suffering a skull fracture and injuries to his arm and hand. Local activists want more accountability from the Tampa Police Department. They are pushing for subpoena power for the Citizens Review Board and an independent attorney. Currently, the board only reviews police disciplinary cases and makes recommendations. Tomorrow, the Tampa City Council is going to vote on whether to put it on the ballot in March.
It's Tuesday morning at Pet Pal Animal Shelter in St. Pete.
And believe it, she does think that that is the best job in the world. We're lucky to have her. I want to tell your pet story. Join the Tell These Tales Facebook group and tell me about your rescued pet. I've been waiting a while to feature Pet Pal Animal Shelter, Greg's dog Cookie, an alum from Pet Pal Animal Shelter. So it's my dog Darcy, Heather Lee, one of her dogs. I think Mr. Waffles came from Pet Pal Animal Shelter. Our executive producer Lindsay, her dog Sunny came from. You see the trend here?
Exactly.
Exactly.
When is Dia going to join the fold? When are you getting your dog?
Hey, Dia's already got a dog. Dia's got a dog moving in December.
Okay.
My niece is moving in, and her baby comes with her.
Okay.
Your dog, per se.
It becomes my dog. You have to understand, it will become my dog.
We're going to sneak another dog in there before you know it. Don't worry, we're working on it. All right, take a look at this. This is from the Keys. The weather was great in the Florida Keys on Saturday for the annual underwater pumpkin carving contest. 18 scuba divers participated in the competition that saw them carve jack-o'-lanterns near Horseshoe Reef, which is about 5 miles off Key Largo. The divers created everything from sharks to jellyfish to pirate pumpkins. Really cool event there. Really challenging as well when you look at it. Trying to do all that underwater. Very cool. All right, take a look at the forecast for today as we go to the dog walking forecast. Got so many cute photos. Look at Harley. Harley's a little dog monster. Leanne, that's a great photo. I love the costume there. Temperatures in the low 70s this morning, climbing into the mid 70s by mid-morning. So it is going to get a little toasty for the pups. Longer walks morning or evening, obviously midday, probably a little too hot. Pavement's going to get a little hot today too. That temperature 88, 89, 90. The record high today in Tampa is 89. So we are certainly going to be within record territory on this Halloween. I know a lot of you don't want to see that. You want to see some cooler weather. And although there will be a modest front moving by Wednesday, you see the temperatures drop back to the mid-80s midweek. It may not be until maybe early next week that we start watching for a stronger front that could bring our temperatures closer to where they should be for this time of year, which should be upper 70s and low 80s. Could you believe it? I know it doesn't feel like we are at that time of year just yet. Watching some fog right now, Zephyr Hills, Brooksville, and Crystal River. Additional fog and some of it dense north of our area up towards Ocala and Gainesville. Today, any of these low clouds and fog quickly going to sunshine by midday, and it's going to be warm. Low to mid 80s for the lunch hour. 4 o'clock, kids getting home from school, getting in their costumes. It's going to be hot, upper to mid 80s. Cooler at the coast thanks to the sea breeze. You'll stay in the upper 70s and low 80s. By 6 o'clock, Newport Richie is already under 80. Everyone else is already falling into the mid to low 80s, and by 8 o'clock, we're all in the 70s. Now, the one place that may see a shower with the East Coast sea breeze, Sebring, Avon Park down towards Arcadia, though I think most of us, about 90% of us, stay dry today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, a few scattered showers, and a little more comfortable by the end of the week and as we head into the weekend. Still watching I-4. Jazz, what's going on there?
Actually, this one is I-275 southbound, so for folks coming out of the Wesley Chapel area, you're the ones I'm talking to right now. This is right just north of Livingston Avenue, and it's tough to really give you all of the details because this just popped up as I was coming up here, but it's also not the only one that popped up. So I want to make you aware, I-275 southbound, seeing some issues there that I'm going to investigate further. But additionally, Action Air 1 is hovering right now over I-4 westbound, and we told you earlier I-4 eastbound was having a problem. Now for those coming into Tampa, you're also seeing an issue, and we're seeing some significant delays. This is I-4 westbound just east of Williams Road, and I want to show you these drive times because they're really the ones that have me a little bit concerned. Initially, they were at about 37 minutes. Yep, looks like we're still there. So I-4 from McIntosh to I-75, about 37 minutes right now of a drive time. And you will need to plan accordingly so that you're not caught in that. And I'll give you more details on how to possibly avoid some of that when I come back here. But Dia, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Jazz. 10 minutes till 7 now. We are hoping you get your Christmas shopping done early. Coming up, the tickets for events at Amalie Arena and the Strass Center that you can buy this morning that'll make perfect holiday gifts.
And before you start trick-or-treating with the family, you should treat yourself to some deals you can pick up in Tampa. Coming up on streaming at 7 o'clock, some freebie offers. We'll be right back.
ABC Action News is sponsored by Optimum Healthcare Medicare Advantage Plans.
6 minutes till 7 now. You have an opportunity today to start your holiday shopping early. Today, tickets for some big events go on sale. They'll make nice stocking stuffers. Italian tenor Andrea Bocelli is returning to the Bay Area for another Valentine's Week concert. He'll perform at Amalie Arena on February 16th, singing crossover hits and love songs. Tickets go on sale at 10 this morning at all Ticketmaster locations. And the hit Broadway musical Wicked is also returning to Tampa next year. Performances will be from March 8th through the 26th at the Strass Center. Tickets for the show go on sale today as well. You can get them in person at the Strass box office or on the center's website.
And one final ABC Action News Motivation Monday story for you. If you need a reason to get up and going today, imagine all the good you could do if you win tonight's Powerball lottery drawing. The jackpot's up to $1 billion. Only the second time in Powerball's 30-year history the jackpot has hit $1 billion. And by the way, one ticket sold here in Florida for Saturday night's drawing, matching the 5 white numbers and not the Powerball, but it is still worth $2 million. So check your tickets. All right, Jazz Williams, one last look here.
All right, let's take a look at these drive times. I just want you to see what you have to contend with if you're planning on taking I-4 and you're headed westbound from Plant City to Tampa, McIntosh to I-75, sitting at about 38 minutes. So you'll need about an extra 45, I would say, just to be safe as we navigate that crash. There's another one also on I-275 southbound, and that's just north of Livingston Avenue. So keep that in mind. We're going to keep you updated on all of the pop-ups you need to be aware of, not only here, but also on Twitter at Tampa Bay Traffic. Dia, James?
All right, thank you, Jazz. 2 new traffic lights could be coming to the Brandon area coming up at 7 on our streaming news channel. Why some neighbors say these road improvements might save lives. Good Morning Tampa Bay at 7 is up next on ABC Action News Plus. We hope you'll add us to your favorite streaming device for more local news, weather, and traffic. You can also watch us on abcactionnews.com.
Paula Grown, my hometown. Journalism is how we understand the world. It's how we make sense of our time. For me, getting to tell the stories of my hometown is special. As a journalist with ABC Action News, I'm always curious, always searching. From Palm Harbor to Plant City, the Bay Area is full of hardworking people. People who have stories that deserve to be told. I'm Paula Grown. Tampa Bay is my story.
ABC Action News is sponsored by Armor View Window and Door.